By practicing resting, as we'll be doing in a moment, we touch these wonders of life. Because to be alive is a miracle that we rarely appreciate in our busyness. When we're stressed and exhausted, we might briefly recognize the exhaustion, but override it with ideas about being very strong and resilient and capable of soldiering on indefinitely. Counterproductive though it might seem, will benefit ourselves and everyone around us much more if we're able to pause, go back to that recognition, and trust our own body by allowing it to rest. When we cut our finger, for example, we don't have to do anything other than clean the wound. You're not worried about whether the wound will heal or not, because you know that it will by itself. You don't need to do anything. We have to trust our body and its capacity to heal by itself, by allowing it to rest. The animals in the forest, when they get wounded, deeply wounded, they know exactly what to do. They find a place, a quiet place, and they lie down for many days sometimes, not even thinking about eating or anything else. There is wisdom in that, because they know that resting is the only way by which they can heal themselves. As humans, we've lost that wisdom. We're over-worried, and we don't have that trust in our body. Our worrying is a habit energy, which is generally very strong, and then prevents us from healing not only our body, but our spirit as well. Just as there are zones of pain in our body, there are also zones of pain in our spirit, in our consciousness. Our consciousness has the capacity to heal itself, but we don't allow it to heal. Every day we bring into it a lot of toxins, a lot of worries, a lot of anxiety. We force it to do so much. We don't know how to allow our consciousness, our spirit to rest. Nyat Han says, to worry too much has become a habit energy in us. In the beginning, we didn't worry too much, but we've learned to worry. And with time, the energy of worry, the habit energy of worry, has become too strong. That energy called worry is preventing the healing of our body and of our spirit. Running is another habit energy we have. We do not seem to believe that happiness is possible in the here and now, and so we have the tendency to run ahead looking for happiness. Conditions of our own happiness do not seem to be there or do not seem to be enough. That's why we're always on the run. And this makes it impossible for us to enjoy what is there in the present moment. The habit of running within is responsible for our restlessness. Rushing and becoming restless is a very negative energy within us, and we have to recognize it. We know that if we become restless, peace and calm within us are not possible, and happiness cannot be possible either. So knowing how to embrace the energy of restlessness, how to stop running, very important. When you recognize that there are so many conditions for happiness, you generate a feeling of happiness and joy at any time. You can create joy and happiness not only for yourself, but for other people. It's contagious. You remind others that we're in a wonderful world. And if you're joyful, happy, and aware, you light up the lamp of happiness and joy in others. So in a few moments, we'll be doing a few mini practices together that you can engage with at any time to help calm and soothe the habit energy of running. Practicing this way regularly will help you remember what to do when things go a little bit downhill. So it's the practice that's helpful. Creating the habit of coming back to ourselves again and again throughout the day, especially when conditions are favorable, is what we need to do, because otherwise, when things are unfavorable, we won't remember. So when if we practice regularly, then when we have a bad day or when conditions change for the worse, we'll remember and we'll have ways of carrying and holding ourselves through the storm. After these mini practices, we'll have a total guided relaxation meditation, which is a wonderful practice that you can also engage with at any time. It's an opportunity to come into direct contact with the body, in the body. We're used to, especially as teachers, we conceptualize everything. So here's my hand, here's my arm, here's my head, and so on. Eckhart Tolle, author of The Power of Now and A New Earth, frequently asks his listeners and students to practice what he calls presence or awareness by gently bringing our attention to the palms of our hands.